Hello everybody, my name is MrScaryMuffin.
And of course, I am Panksers here. Apparently that was my cue and I missed it slightly, but you know what, I'm here.
That's okay, we have delay upon delay, so it's all good. We're watching the very first match of Ducksoup Gaming League Highlander. Are you excited?
I am more than excited, although I might need to turn off these TeamSpeak notifications.
Yes. Alright, so we have ErmahgurdBurds, who is captained by Forval, versus the vertical line captained by Rinsewin. And it looks like ErmahgurdBurds is going to be on defense first, and vertical line is going to be on offense. We are waiting for the last player to join, and they're already on the server, or at least I saw them connecting. Yeah.
Yeah, just looking at this, I mean, this team composition, even on both sides, it's looking pretty good. We've got Dye on red, DFG over on blue, Catafun on blue for that matter, and I know Catafun's going to be out there tearing shit up, especially as a sniper.
Mind your language, though. But yes, it is excitement. I'll go over the rosters right now, starting with ErmahgurdBurds in the red team. We've got Sassafras on Scout. He is showing up as Philippine Eagle for us. We have Cake or Person on Soldier. He's showing up as Bracket Bird. We got Agent E or 6E on Pyro. Everybody's using different names today. It's just fun times. We got Dye on Demo, who refuses to pick up a bird tag. We got Cookie, Delirious Cookie on Heavy. We have Forval playing NG, which I don't think anybody expected. We have DQP playing Medic. Levy Derp is playing Sniper, and Organ Collector Keith on the Spies. Over on blue side for vertical line, we have Kill Me Deader as Scout, DFG as Soldier, Rinsewin as Pyro, Shankzilla as Demo. Who is their heavy? Is Themistocles. Volk is going to be their NG, and he's still joining. Now there he is. Turnip is the Medic. Cat is going to be the Sniper, and Bat Out of Hell is the Spy.
Yeah, as I said previously, this team composition, it's going to be pretty good. We were waiting originally because the blue team engineer was having trouble connecting to the server, but you know what, that is over, so we're going to be starting sometime in the near future whenever teams are finished readying.
So everybody is getting that they're already signed over, and I actually had down JMB as heavy. I'm guessing today was one of those days where his kit just wasn't cooperating, so Themistocles has stepped in to take over his spot for vertical line. Do you think that will make a difference here for this first match of the season?
You know, not having JMB, that could make a pretty good effect, but I know that Themistocles is a very good player, so I mean, I expect that it's going to be good either way.
Do we have a pause like right off the bat? Oh, I guess they're 2 minutes into the game and they have a pause pretty soon. It would not surprise me if Volk just like crashed and has TF2 problems again and they just used their pause like right off the bat. But it is a good sign. It means they started within time.
Yes, that is the bright side there. They don't have to get DQ'd or any random stuff like that, so that's pretty good.
Is everybody just placing down bets left and right now? I want to hear on the chat and in the stream, who do you guys think will win?
Yeah, I mean, I want to hear that right now as well from you, MrScaryMuffin. Who are we putting our bets on?
You know, on paper, Rinsewin has a stronger team. Vertical Line has a stronger team, but as we saw from last season from the sixes, the strongest team on paper doesn't necessarily always win up until the playoffs. And so right here, both teams going to be getting a feel for each other. But I think in terms of class versus class matchup, my money is going to be on vertical line.
Yeah, we don't actually know who's got more practice in at this moment. I mean, have we been keeping track of any practices?
No, I haven't been keeping track. But I mean, there's a lot of, you know, you got Turnip, you got DFG, and you got Rinsewin on the vertical line side, and they're very organized people. But that being said, Forval was the person who was able to send in his roster to me within the 24 hours, and Rinsewin had to be bugged a little bit near the end before he was sending his roster as well. So take from that what you will.
Well, I mean, if they've been doing practices, it's different. I don't care how organized of a player you are. Knowing communication, knowing how well your team acts with itself, that comes through, I mean, just practice and experience, really. And it's the first match of the season. So if they haven't been practicing, well, it might not go so well for them.
Well, you know, the interesting thing is that of all the teams, Forval's team had the hardest to set the team composition because they had a lot of good snipers, a lot of good scouts on their team, and even a lot of good soldiers as well. And it was really hard to have people put into places. So they must have practiced a few times in order to fit these people in their correct slots. I mean, we had Agent E and Sassafras, who are almost exactly the same person in terms of class preferences. But we have Agent E, who's pretty much playing his third preferred class right now as Pyro, and Sassafras is playing the Scout while Levy is playing the Sniper. And Dai, who is, I imagine, was drafted as a Soldier, he is now playing Demo, and we have Cake playing Soldier instead. So it would take a lot of practice in order for the teams to find what they're comfortable and how well they work off each other in this case.
Oh boy, and TeamSpeak apparently doesn't want to be cooperating.
I blame your OBS.
It's not actually OBS that is to blame for this. I'm going to go ahead and blame TeamSpeak for being TeamSpeak. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to restart it.
Jason, if you want to find the TeamSpeak info, you need to go to ducksoupgaming.com. It's right there in the little ad banner near the top.
Disconnected.
That was annoying. Anyway, ignore me. Thank you.
Oh dear. Oh, my TF2 just crashed. Yeah. Alright, take over the calling if you can. Oh no, we also lost Pankers. Awesome!
Never mind. Okay, I'm back. You're
Hello.
silly. So yeah, I'll have to talk to Maiko. Apparently my little channel system got disrupted there. So
Are you still watching the match?
I am still watching the match. We have 30 seconds until the start, and so far it's looking pretty good for both sides here. Red's going to be hanging back a little bit. Their Demo, of course, dropping down. No, not dropping down those stickies at the moment. He's just hanging up front, pretty far forward, actually. The rest of the team is just hanging back and playing.
All right, I want to know two things. Is Red Team running crits, and where is the engineer setting up?
Alright, let's see here. Red team is not running crits. They are running regular Uber, and the engineer setting in the far back behind first point.
Okay, interesting.
So yeah, match has officially started. Bonk Scout out the door almost immediately, and so far it's looking pretty good as Red is still hanging back. Blue playing it conservative, actually. They're not trying to rush out the door. A very smart move, actually. Their Spy already in there looking for stabs here. Oh, he bumps into the medic, but does not take the stab, and instead he'll go after the heavy. Bird Delirious will go down, unfortunately. So that is one major player down there for Red Team, but Blue in the meantime not doing much better as their Demo is dead at the moment. So Red still hanging back and playing it conservative. Blue finally moving out of the gates in force here on the cart. And that's going to be the first time cart's moving. Kill 'em Dead are getting out there really fast. Philippine Eagle and Levy the Falcon Derp going to go down almost immediately. And now Blue Team is out of the door. Apparently Red has let the cat out of the box here as it is going to be Blue swarming towards this first point. Uber is going to be coming out the door here. And so they are now heading towards that first point. Sentry is still up, actually. That Pyro is going to be forced away as Red will pop a counter Uber here, and so both Ubers have been expended. The turn up for Blue Team will go down. They no longer have a medic alive at the moment. Red's Heavy is down, or they is still down, actually. Apparently he went back down again. Forval did go down as well for Red Team, so now they are down Engineer. Their Heavy just respawning in Blue, actually getting pushed back by a Pyro. That is going to be Agent E, or 6E as he is at the moment. Red Team doing a nice job of still applying some great pressure here, just keeping it on Blue Team, not letting them quite get out there just yet, but now they are on the cart. We're going ×4, and they are rapidly approaching that first point. Actually, now they're going ×5, as that is just getting a little bit faster here. Soldier from Red Team, Bird will get taken out by Kill 'em Deader. Some nice grenades coming out from Die, going to take out 2 players on the cart, and Bird Delirious Cookie. And it looks like they are going to be continuing on to the first point. It's going to be really close here. Engineer is still on it. It looks like they are not going to stop the cart. That will be the cap of the first point, resetting the clock to 6 minutes and 40 seconds, and starting the stop, or not setting, yeah, setting the stopwatch time to 1 minute and 49 seconds.
Which is a very excellent time, actually, and I just got feedback as the game recovered from the crash. That level 2 sentry back up there is going to keep the guys off the hill here, and it's actually not a bad location, allowing the team to keep the demos and the snipers from above, but it does go down, unfortunately.
Yep, DFZ doing a great job of getting in there and just doing what a demo man does best, murdering that poor engineer like there isn't a tomorrow.
But the Spy Keith and the demo the demo Die has taken people off the cart in the tunnel, and that is pretty much cleared right now.
Looks like counter Uber will be popped here for Red. Unfortunately, it's going to be placed onto an engineer, and DQP just desperately trying to find that Uber target. Not going to be able to do so.
Catafun is snuck around on the side of the cliff. He's trying to get a pick, not allowing the Engie to set up in that sweet, sweet spot by the staircase just outside the spawn. As well, Shank is way forward, trying to prevent people from setting up. In fact, blue team has a very excellent post here and a forward position, and that's going to actually allow them to take the second point without much opposition, and that's going to be huge.
Flexioner will do some work and take out Catafun, but that's simply not enough. That's still plenty of blue team on the card. And looks like, no, it's going to be denied at the last moment, but that Demo will be able to hop onto it. And there is that cap, resetting the clock to 10 minutes, and the stopwatch at 3:16.
Oh, big stab by Bat Out of Hill. Takes out the heavy and the medic. Or actually just the medic.
Or actually just the heavy? Is the medic? Oh, the medic's alive.
Oh, no, Turnip just respawned.
Oh, Turnip, okay. Looking at the wrong team here. Ah!
Yeah. But yes, that 3:16 is a huge, great time for vertical line, and if the birds are not careful, they might just get rolled here pretty hard. I'm just taking a look where they're setting up their sentry right now, and wisely the engineer... Actually, where is the engineer setting up?
Engineer's way forward, sentry up ahead.
Oh, you can hear me taking my breath in for that.
Yeah. That's going to be a very, very, very dead sentry momentarily. I mean, blue team is focusing on the card here, and red going to be able to push forward. They do pop an Uber. I'm not 100% sure why.
Well, there was a backstab on a sniper very close to the medic, so maybe the medic had a little bit of a panic moment. It's better just to pop, just in case. Oh, but it gets sniped by Cat, and Cat playing sniper to a lot of people's surprise, because I know a lot of people put Cat down as scout on their fantasy draft.
I know I didn't, because I know that Catafun is a very good sniper. He does play a lot of scout, but he plays a lot of sniper as well, as is proven by his last shot, taking out Bird there, or at least semi-proven, as that was a body shot.
Levy's trying his best to keep that in check, but ×3 on the cart is going to bring it up to the third point, and ooh, we might see a sub 7-minute time, which is pretty freaking good. They've got 2 minutes, and Turnup is about halfway to his Uber. DQP is nowhere close.
Apparently there was a crash there. He has rejoined already, though, so that's not going to be a problem. Continuing on, it looks like blue is still rolling all ahead full here. And they're just rolling like a river, as that song would go. Cat still doing work here. DQP taking a bullet in the brain. People say scouts are good. Well, guess what? That sniper's doing a bit more damage for blue team here.
Level 1 sentry Uber is popped, and they're going to take that out. And doesn't look like birds have even any time to get set up here. I really would have liked that engineer to set up on the last point instead of the third point at that point. But Keith doing his job, and he is top fragging for his team right now, just taking care of the people on the cart, getting the denies. Ridswin running all the way up to red spawn, takes out the engineer and the level 1 sentry. Keith doing his best, just cleaning up the mess, takes out that heavy.
I mean, how is finally looks like this might be over as blue team is going to hop onto it, but red actually did hold on. I mean, they didn't really hold onto it. More correctly, blue team just pushed their spawn and said, yeah, we're going to ignore the cart for a moment, just to insult you some more.
That was a huge time. 6 minutes, 19 seconds. It's going to be a tough act to follow up here, but Bird's going to have to give it a shot.
Yeah, that is a very good time for any team on this map. I mean, I can't see any better times, really.
I think one of the things that Birds could have done a little bit better was decide where they're going to pull back. 3 people have sacrificed themselves to the Sentry Lords. But yeah, especially for the engineer, he needed to decide when to pull back, and should have pulled back a little bit earlier in order to build up on the very crucial second and last point.
Yeah, that's a definite plus there. I mean, if you have a level 3 sentry, that's always better than level 2 and level 1. Level 2's... I mean, the difference between level 3 and level 2 is just so drastic. That's why I've always thought of the red tape recorder as being overpowered, because it just so easily takes it to level 2, and if it's level 2, it's dead.
So Turnip is running regular Uber here, and the engineer has set up in the very safe spot behind the area of the first point. And we're going to see the first push coming out here. It looks like it's nobody. Engineer jumps out with a mini. A mini and a scout. Well,
That's your push.
Scout is doing his job and scouting ahead with the bonk just to see what was ahead. And Levy gets Catafun. That allows the rest of the team to pop back out without fear of snipers.
Nom 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 snipers.
I think a really good play would have been to have Bat Dead Ring as a sniper and just give the team a little bit of false confidence so that they can push out and let Cat actually rip a couple of heads off.
Yeah, that would have been a very smart play, but as I said, I'm not sure they have quite that level of communication down at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
Well,
there was
Bat's going
count
to come up behind the card right now. It's going after the medic, but gets the demo instead.
Yeah, their holds, I mean, it's not too bad for Red just yet. The card is continuing to roll forward here. Their sentry is still up, though. The engineer, not sure where he is.
It's a very spammable location, though. That's my issue with that spot.
Well, to be fair, this is the first point. There really aren't too many really secure positions on this first point. And now that sentry about to die a very, very terrible death.
And the blue team's going to push through a tunnel. The reason why I don't like that back spot is because your spawn timers will change before your sentry will go down. And ideally what you want to do is you want to have your sentry kind of be a harassment at that first point, and you kind of actually want it to go down sooner than later so that you can set up on the second point before the blue team can take a forward position against it. Right now we got a lot of people through the tunnel, spam coming in via Shank, and the Scout Kill Me Dead are just running in, but Medic heavy combo on the cart is going to push it in, but that's a really rough spot for the Medic and forces the Uber inside the tunnel. They're going to run out and see that there is no sentry around. Where have they set up that sentry? That is a good question.
That was some pretty nice harassment from that Pyro Rinsman, actually. He did
There
delay
it
and
is.
deny a bit of that Uber. Unfortunately, Red now getting, well, not really unfortunately for Red, but for Red trying to push back out. That card continuing to roll forward. A single Pyro from Blue is on it. That is, of course, Agent E from Bird.
DFG is going to try to sneak above them, and the heavy medic column is going to go, but watch out for that spy! He tries to go after the medic.
Nice copped, actually. I'm not sure if that was sheer luck there, but that was still a very nice pop.
The spy is still running around and goes, oh, hey!
Oh. Collectioner just not getting any of the good stabs out of that. The cards were not in his favor, unfortunately.
Level 2 sentry set up in the corner. It does watch over the point, but just barely. It's an interesting spot, that's for sure. And
and it's
poor
dead.
spy.
So much for that sentry.
Yeah.
So Blue Team, they're threatening to be on the cart there. Their engineer, of course, pushing pretty far forward here. Going to get taken out by Kill 'em Deader. And Blue going to continue to apply some pretty good aggression here. Just not going to let up on Red Team. Not going to let them push on top of that hill. Because that's really what Red Team needs to secure here. They need to get on top of that hill and secure it. It's going to be the key to this point.
I actually think if you're a red team, all you want to do is you want to get kills and you want to deny the cart as long as possible. You want to make them very hesitant to push the cart. And every second you buy counts because you got such a great time. You can afford to play a little bit conservatively here.
I mean,
you don't need to. You don't need to take the fight to them. You have to force them to come into you and come into your huge swarm of people, essentially.
That is definitely true for Blue Team right now. We have just surpassed the 2-minute and 45-second timer on the stopwatch, so that's going to be ticking down pretty fast here as Blue still has 2 points to capture and all the way to the third point. That third point a ridiculous distance away from that second point.
Right. You know, if DQP knows that this sentry is put into a place where you don't really need an Uber to push it, they could go crits and actually get a lot of frags going on. Oh, poor Organ Collector Keith whiffed that backstab on Rincewind and gets a face full of sentry gun for his troubles.
I mean, this is one of those sentries where it's a little bit more than easy for Demoman to take out. They should get rid of that pyro off it so there's no air blasting.
Well, that's the team support, right? The sentry is only as good as the team supporting it.
I mean, I've seen, as I'm trying to say, it really depends where you put the sentry. There's some positions for sentries that require less team support, and I gotta say that sentry position requires more sentry support than usual. One minute and 40 seconds now remaining on the stopwatch. They have to keep pretty much all 4 players on at all times now. Or else
well, as long as they get a ×3 at all times, they should be fine. Then that would be a scout and engineer or scout and sniper.
And already
typically.
That's not happening here as they have been pushed off by Red and Uber pushing right onto the cart. I think this might just be over right here for Blue Team as that stopwatch is ticking down a bit too fast and they're unable to get on it.
Well, it's pretty discouraging to see that clock, especially such a huge time difference already. And normally, and if ErmahgurdBurds went first, this would be an excellent time. They would actually should be feeling good about themselves. But because they have that comparison, it is very discouraging, and it affects your gameplay.
Okay, then that's an interesting graphical bug. There was a red sentry gun floating in front of Foreval. I'm not kidding you. It was the perfect orientation in front of him too. Like he was trying to put down a red sentry gun. That's pretty funny.
Teams are still trying to make something happen here. They got 30 seconds left, and I don't think even with ×5 maximum on the card, they're going to be able to get this all the way over.
Unfortunately, I believe you are correct, as now there are 15 seconds left. They're just going for that third point there. They don't want to be too humiliated, and that pyro might actually deny them here. Nope, they're going to get Rincewind down. That sniper's still going after them. Now the spy coming on in here. Spy going to be unable to get on in time. And
oh, cat! They get the cap.
Yes, there will be the cap, but it is going to end, unfortunately. Blue going to not be able to push on to that final point. They'll at least take it or they'll lose it 3-4 more correctly. So, of course, first round.
First half.
Yeah.
Yeah, first half going to yeah.
Well, you said stuff I didn't want to talk over yet. That's how that works.
No, that's fine. All right, so it looks like for both teams, Spy is doing a lot of work. You being a very Spy-friendly guy, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on this are, God damn it, it's Highlander. Use less Dead Ringer. That's just my thoughts here. I mean, for sixes, Highlander's definitely, or not Highlander, but Invisitwatch is definitely more advisable. But for Highlander in general, the reason why, as you know, as most of you should know, I play Invisitwatch in pubs, and while pubs are not exactly very organized, there's players everywhere. So the Dead Ringer is less advisable, but being able to play Invisitwatch in those situations should give you a great advantage point to it, basically, because it allows you to use Invisitwatch here on this map, where being able to stay away from your enemies easily is exactly, basically, just what you want to do. And then again, if you use the Dead Ringer, there's also less players still, so yes, the cloak is going to be harder to notice your enemies. But then again, it's Highlander. They're looking for you. They're paying attention for that decloak sound. Trust me, I would hear you from half the map away on 9s.
All right, so Birds are going to start on offense this time, and I think, like I said before, they just had that comparative time to look at. If they do exactly what they did this time, they were going to have a really good time. I think 8-9 minutes is a very good time. As it is, what they really need to focus on is not their offense, because their offense is great. What they need to work on a little bit is their defense and just knowing when to pull back and when to support their sentry at the right locations.
Yeah, that's definitely true. They just need to pull it together a little bit more on defense. I mean, I don't want to say that it's a lack of communication on defense, because offense was great, so I can't assume it's communication.
I think it's not communication, because it seems like they're working pretty well. I think it's just their base strategy. Like, they had the idea of holding the hill, and then they had the idea of actually contesting the third point, and those things are possible, but I don't normally would recommend it for this map.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. This map, it plays more towards defense on the final. I mean, it really depends. I've seen some crazy weird stuff on this map, especially in Highlander and sixes, where basically the time between the points varies. As you know, in pub play, final point, I call it the Engineer Fortress from Hell, simply because it's almost impossible to take if they set it up right. But for Highlander and sixes, it's different. You can push it easily no matter which point, or more correctly, you can push it at any one point. Final point is not hard to push. In fact, arguably, it's easy.
Final point can be held on. I mean, eventually it will fall, but you can kill so much time with a proper strategy on the final point. The third point is way harder to hold than the last point.
Let me kind of an explanation why for the final point there. It kind of applies the theory of having to go out of your base. Red team wants to hang back on those fortifications. They want to hang back by their spawn, but in order to hold the cart, they have to move forward. They have to leave their comfort zone into a location that's not exactly well defended, and not exactly set up for their defense. Third point, kind of agreeable there, where, I mean, the point is in a better defensible position. They want to hang around that point a bit more. They want to hang around that ledge right next to it, and they really do want to hang next to the point. That's why it's kind of more of a defensible location, really. Second point, kind of same theory, really. The point is right in front of where they want to defend. They don't have to push out to stop the cart. They don't have to push out to really defend the cart, unless they're still on top of that hill, in which case, obviously, they do have to push out.
Alright, Crits Creek pop right off the bat. It's going to go flying out. It doesn't get that many kills, though, but they're going to try to go into that tunnel, and yes, they do pick up 2 kills with that Crits Creek. But I don't know about running Crits Creek at this early point, but it's not super bad.
I'm not sure what I agree with here, but right now I know that Birds were just down 4 players, all of which just respawned, and that's... For an initial push, having 4 players down almost immediately, that's not too good.
And it looks like Volk is set up on top of the hill with the intention of using Wrangler for pretty much everything. And that's not a super bad idea either.
No, Wrangler is definitely an advantage for Engineer. Just that huge amount of extra health for that Sentry, the ability to shoot everything at range. Your biggest threat, of course, snipers and, well, spies if you're not paying attention.
Well, speaking of spies, Bat did just go down to flames there, and he was trying to sneak up on people on the cart, but I think, was that soldier that was pushing the cart has gone down. DFG and Shank spamming around the corner when she comes.
Good little pun humor there.
And Catafun, of course, where the heck is that guy anyways? Oh, he's up there. He is going to town this time, and he actually get a chance to shine this time, because last time he got sniped by Levy right off the bat.
It is Catafun. He is a threat to any person on this field. And you know, Blue Team is out the door. They are still on the cart here. But Bat out of Hell not going to let that cart keep pushing forward. Foreval going to take a knife in the spine, or more correctly, a wrist blade.
Alright, so Volk's sentry has gone down, and he's being thwarted by Sassafras, who has snuck all the way back to the spawn, and it seems like, do they not have a teleporter set up anymore, because everybody has to travel the long way over.
Ooh, the long way, that is not good. Red Team needs those fast reinforcements. That's what's going to keep them on this point in the game, really.
Yeah, and that's allowing Sassafras to basically pick off people who are getting back in, and he does take out Kill Me Deader, so he's going to grab some health and continue his harassment of the back lines.
To be fair, so far, I'm not sure this is going how Birds want it to go. They've suffered quite a few losses and setbacks. Just on this first point, actually. We're about to hit 3 minutes here.
But I think they've got vertical line on their heels now, and they're going to pick this point up, and they're going to take a really good position up ahead. I wonder where Volk has set up the second sentry. Has he started building? Yes, he has started building in his little corner spot. And here, I would like to see DQP actually switch over to Chris Creek, especially since he just died.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, and you know, I kind of want to see them move that sentry forward just a little bit, really, because it doesn't cover the cart, and that's the strength of this point, is that you don't need to push forward to the cart. And in this
Forval, what are you doing up there? You're not a hero. Get out of there.
Forval is more than a hero. Forval is Forval.
He's one for Vol, null for one.
So both teams pretty good on kills and deaths right now.
See, I don't mind their first point being a little bit slower, because they've set it up in a way where they cap the first point after they get a bunch of kills, and that allows them to actually push into the second point really hard, and that'll maybe allow them to get a very good time for the second point. Maybe.
I mean, to be fair, that time for that stopwatch time, it's not exactly too bad. 2 minutes and 33 seconds for the first point. I've seen worse. I've seen better.
For sure. And Volk has set up in the corner again. Will there be stabs? Yes, there is! On the Crits Creek Medic. Organ collected. Kid has collected his organ.
You actually, on that sentry, it may be able to watch the point if it can shoot through that empty space right next to it.
It can shoot through that empty space, but it won't watch the point until after it caps. One of the benefits of having the spot by the stairs is that after the cart has been pushed a little bit, they can no longer hide behind the cart and avoid sentry fire, whereas with the corner there, they can almost always approach and hide behind the cart no matter where the cart is.
Of course, this is why I don't really like the sentry position, just because if blue team were to apply enough pressure and actually force, through spam, force red back to that sentry corner, they wouldn't be able to push it back around initially if blue just kept up that pressure, because they'd be pinned in that corner.
Alright, DQP's got the Uber here, but they're not pushing with anybody. They lost their spy, but that's fine. They need to be pushing with this heavy and demo combo. Go for it.
And
yes.
there's that Uber. They're coming on out here, and they're going to be looking for the kills. They're going to be able to push pretty far
They hear
forward.
the sentry. They're looking for it. They found it, and DQP needs to push forward. Be brave. There you go. Got rid of that. Demo is on the cart, and as well as the NG, and I think they're going to grab this cap just in time.
And there we go. It is indeed the cap, resetting the stopwatch to 5 minutes and 14 seconds. Not bad whatsoever.
DFG is behind them, setting some people explodey.
Explosions caused by rockets, the best kind. So it looks like Uber will be popped for red team here. Pretty well timed. Let blue expend it and then get out there. Unfortunately, there were connection issues there, so that Uber might not have...
Oh, Levy, get in there.
Kimostically's getting out of there while she still can.
Yeah, she took a almost headshot. She took a neck shot from Levy there, so got lit up a little bit.
Now blue really rolling forward here. They are going to be applying the pressure big time. Pyro on the cart will go down, but nice shot by Levy, taking out Kill Him Deader.
And Keith was about to go grab a stab on Cat, but then DFG covered Cat's butt, notices
and
the
that
spy
really helped
coming out.
because Cat then got the headshot on blue team's heavy, which that's a big hit for blue team, losing that heavy.
Sassafras is on the cart along with Forval, so they're going to keep the ×3, which is very important. When you're doing these kinds of maps, payload maps especially, you want to always have ×3 on the cart at all times, because then that is the fastest possible.
More correctly, at least you want to have someone on the cart at all times. You get off the cart and you're basically just wasting time.
Right, but a ×3 on the cart is optimal. Is the best split of your resources, that is being people. Well, I don't think they should be setting up a sentry here at all. They should be pulling back to their final point. Yeah. Having a sentry on the top, level 3 sentry on top, and having your team position on the opposite building to cover them.
And in my opinion, the third point in general isn't very sentry friendly. Wherever you set it, they still have range on it.
Cat's trying to quick scope some people, and so far not so successful. Instead, he's just allowing DQP to just power up that Uber. He's just looking for it. He gets the kill.
So yeah, DQP will go down.
They knew the sniper was there. DQP should have hit inside the hut or at least get out of that range. Very dangerous.
So if there's anyone that sniper bullet's looking for, it's going to be that medic. And that sniper rifle bullet has medic-seeking technology. It magically did a 360 and hit him in the head.
Well, bullets do actually turn 360 as they go through the air. I hope you know. Cat's still going for that medic kill, even though he's got 2-3 people on him.
Hey, when in doubt, go for the medic kill. If you can get the medic and then get sniped by the enemy sniper, win, well, not win-win for you, but win-win for your team.
Very good push here now. Volk has a level 2 sentry and is going to be wrangling it at people, but Forval is going to get his level 3 set up just outside the house, and I think they're pretty much set up right now, just outside the point, which makes a huge difference, although I don't see a teleporter, which is the important part of this.
The sentry position, it isn't exactly bad as far as I'm concerned if she's going to be using the is it she? No, it's he. That's right, Vulcan's he.
Yeah, it's a he.
I mean, it's good in the sense if he keeps it wrangle, he has range all times, and it can at least try to keep him out of range of the demo man, but if that...
But what's really crucial right now is that they need to take that upper area so that nobody can shoot at it with rockets at it from far away. Just like this. Yeah. Taking that upper area on the opposite house is so important, but right now Red Team's scrambling a little bit as most of their teammates are dead or respawning.
And Catafun finally does go down, getting stabbed by that spy. Red does have heavy medic right above the cart, but they're considering it. They're thinking about jumping down.
They should jump down because that's the objective. Here comes the Uber, and that's going to make a difference.
Medic
nice kills.
Immediately.
Soldier is downstairs, going to try to sneak around. Nope, Scout sneaks around, is going to get on the cart. Get the cart!
Medic is on it. Oh! The medic was actually on it. I'm not sure that should have been a cap.
I think they have to be in front of it or beside it, not behind a player who is behind the cart.
That is unfortunate indeed. So of course that's going to set the stopwatch time to 9 minutes and 21 seconds.
That's a pretty good time. Anything under 10 minutes is a pretty good time. I think 10 is when it starts getting a little bit behind average. Jordan looking for a sneaky teleporter spot. Does find one.
Looks like Agent E will be sacrificing himself to the sentry gods immediately.
I don't think you really even need to sacrifice yourself on this point, just because there's 100 ammo and a full ammo pack just right there.
If it helps your engineer, why not?
Why not, right? And the teleport is going to be set up, so all good. Alright, so Forville is going to be setting up just outside the points, changing their spots a little bit. I like this spot a bit better than any of the spots I saw today so far. But those guys who watch my preview video know that I prefer a very aggressive Wrangler spot for the sentry in this point. Kritzkrieg, let's see, I go. Kritzkrieg on the heavy, really?
Oh, that might be interesting.
I think they're going to hold. They're going to wait for them to push up a little bit.
Scout radar is in, and it is out immediately.
He sees the Kritzkrieg. He sees pretty much where the sentry is as well. Here they come on top of the right side. Should pop it sooner than later.
I mean, I actually kind of concur with you with that offensive sentry position. If you're more offensive with sentries, it allows you to, I mean, immediately, first of all, that aspect of surprise attack that can be brought on by a differently placed sentry is just incredible for your team, because then you can immediately pull it back just a more secure position.
So Bat gets a pick on the medic before he was even able to use that crit. You gotta pop it when you got it. Oh, yeah, don't drop it.
Ooh, and now that Uber comes on in, so GG Sentry.
Yep. And this is a very strong push by Vertical Line coming in here. They should be able to have the cart pushed in from behind, but Levy Derp... Oh, never mind. Levy Derp just got sniped by Cat. Forget what I was about to say.
Yeah, it looks like Red is down 6 players, actually. Now 5 of them just respawning, so that is quite a few players dead for Bird.
Sentry in the little hill there, and I think the blue team is thinking about pushing on ahead. They have ×3 on the cart. The teleporter has yet to be scouted, and Cat sees it now. But red team has taken the hill this time, and they're going to be spamming down. I was kind of surprised that the blue team did not push up that hill, because it gives them a better vantage point over the other team. I guess they were probably just scared of Sniper?
Sniper.
Because the sniper did respawn right around the time when they could have pushed over. But they're going to go over now. And they get pretty much their entire team up there. There's nobody on the cart anymore.
Yeah,
Demo
that's
has
bad.
laid stickies. Well, the soldier and the NG are now there. And I think the NG is going to take over cart pushing duties, as should be for offensive Highlander.
And to be fair, that's exactly what needs to happen. As we already stated, Blue needs to stay on at almost all times.
Blue team has pushed all the way into red spawn. Catafun is just standing outside laying quick scopes on people. He's literally just standing at their front door going snipe, snipe, snipe.
Yeah, this is definitely not a bad position for Blue. They're approaching the second point, and there's still 7 minutes on the stopwatch time. That's actually more than on the actual timer right now.
Yeah, and Forreval doesn't even have time to set up his sentry on this point. I think they're going to have to pull back because this point has been capped.
So yes, 6 minutes and 45 seconds for 2 points. I think Blue is more
Get him.
than capable
Get
of
him.
that.
Yeah, there you go. Organ Collector collected that turnip.
Collecting turnip spine, 1 organ at a time.
Level 2 sentry on the little balcony. Interesting spot. Does get taken out. I wonder where Forval is going to set up this time. I would actually kind of still advise them to set up on the last point. Contest the third point, kill as much time as possible, but focus all your efforts in making that last stand super strong.
Right, because the third point, well, I don't know if I can say 100%, but I'm up.
The thing is that it's just way too hard to reinforce your team on this third point right here.
Well, to be fair, they did actually add that upper doorway, so...
Yeah, oh! Organ Collector Keith. Oh no, never mind.
That is the second time he's
Dead
done
Ringer. No, it's a Dead Ringer.
Oh, okay. I thought he fell off the map.
Yeah, no, it was a Dead Ringer. I just saw him decloak a little bit further away, and I'm like, oh.
And
Yeah.
he does get the stab on Kamastocles.
Yep, so takes out the heavy. The scout is getting that push going in though, and I hear Forval's sentry is all the way over there. That is not where you want it, sir.
Oh, Keith goes back in. He will get out of there just barely though.
Uber Pyro coming through, and Uber. Oh, where is she? They got separated there. Medic got separated. Wrangler doing its job. And they've managed to take out people on the cart, so they've held on a little bit longer this time around.
Oh.
Nice reflect by Agent E there, takes out DFG, and blue team needs to regroup. They need to take their time.
I'm never really going to understand how people don't realize when a spy is a scout.
Well, there is the new weapon that makes scout run slower.
But you'd know if your scout was using it. That's kind of the problem.
Yeah, but scouts always show up in the weirdest places, so that might be it. Levy gets a pick on Cat. That allows the Heavy to peek out better this time.
Indeed, that is true. Cat going down much faster than I expected him to, and my view being...
Oh, Forval, that is not where you want your sentry, sir.
Well, I don't know. I mean, to be
Yeah, I think
fair,
he took it. Yeah, he took it out himself, and he's setting up upstairs. That's good.
that is a very smart play. As I said, it's that ambush sentry aspect. You push a really offensive sentry forward, and the moment it gets a kill, you just
But
push
you
it
see,
back.
now he has a level 1 on the balcony, and the blue team is pretty much at the front door. His team can only buy so much time, but you really want that to be a level 3 sentry right this instant. Level 3 with the Wrangler is pretty much unbreakable if you have a little bit, even a tiny little bit of team support.
Indeed, it looks like Red doing a great job at defending so far. There are spoilers going down in chat. We're going to ignore them as much as we possibly can. Uber does come in for blue team. That sentry does go down, and that is going to be a demo getting lots of kills here.
They've got essentially 3 Ubers worth of time here to get this push, but they're pushing really hard here, and Red team is scrambling. They've got a lot of people up, but they're falling one after another.
7 down. That is not looking good, actually.
Pyro Puff gets rid of them, but he goes down as well, and that is the push.
I wins.
So Vertical Line takes it 2-0. Very excellent work there. I think both teams had very strong offense, but the difference was in their defense.
Definitely, I agree with you there. It looked like Birds could have worked on their defense a little bit. I mean, it looked like Vertical Line, they had a couple of faults in their defense, but they had a great offense, and that made up for it quite a bit.
Indeed. All right. I don't know. Do we want to pull up people and have some chatty chat times?
Chatty chat times are the best times.
All right. So who we got here? We got Shank, who apparently can just talk to us. How's it going, buddy?
Hey.
And
Pretty
who
good.
else shall we pull up?
I'll leave that one up to you, boss.
Forval's not here, so I can't get him. Anybody from the other team? Oh, there he is. He is here. He just has his mic muted. Jordan, you there? Unmute your mic. There you go.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't know if Brinswin wants to talk. He's kind of hiding there in the bottom. Get him to, for the heck of it.
Hey, how's it going?
Alright, so that was quite the interesting match you guys did there. For Evolve, you played Engineer. I don't think anybody expected that. When did you guys decide that?
I think I decided it last night.
Did you guys practice? Because we were talking about this before, and how like your team was really hard to put together in terms of team composition. And I thought that maybe you guys got a lot of practices in and got people feeling what they're comfortable with. How much do you guys practice beforehand?
We got 2 scrims together with both Walter's team and Rose team.
Mm-hmm. Did you get
So-
to play Engineer for those matches?
Yeah, I played Engineer a bit, and it felt pretty good for me. And yeah, that was the deciding factor, at least for myself.
Mm-hmm. You had quite a few interesting NG spots there. You want to explain like kind of the rationale there?
I just wanted to slow them down as much as possible, keep them on their toes, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive ambush sentry.
Yeah.
All right, Rincewind, you got to play Pyro, and
Yeah.
Spies were ripping up both teams a lot. In fact, I think they're near top fragging for both sides for pretty
Yeah.
much the entire match. You as a Pyro, what are the things that you needed to do in order to make sure that your people didn't go down?
Light them on fire? Is that what we're doing? Bring a lot of positive
Were
effort,
were you more like medic protecting or NG protecting, or were you
Yeah,
focused on
it's-
doing other things?
It's definitely more medic protecting than NG per se.
Hmm.
But yeah, a lot of time I didn't really have a feel for where the spy was, so it's kind of hard to really want to run around spamming the whole time.
Right. Well,
Did
of
you?
course-
Did,
Sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's really not what you want to do at all anyway, because as a pyro, I mean, more as a spy, you are just an ultimate distraction. That is what you are. Your job is to distract players at all costs and get kills
Yeah.
when you can. So you really don't want to be running around just flaming everywhere. That's not really the purpose.
Yeah.
Sorry. No.
I think I got him a couple times, but there was definitely a couple stabs that hurt us pretty bad. So
Hmm. Now, we know that Forval's got 2 scrims in. How many times did you guys get to practice as a team?
I think we got 2 scrims. Kind of did like a pug. Yeah, it was yeah. I got a bunch of practice in.
A lot of practice.
The
Both.
lobbying.
Is this going to be the season of everybody practicing? Do you get what are you guys thinking?
Well, definitely gonna try. It's kind of painful to organize everyone together sometimes, but hey, you do what you can.
Gotta make it happen.
Gotta make it happen.
So
Your
now,
teams
for your
look up-
rosters, you had J&B down as heavy, but he didn't get to show up.
Yeah, his wife is sick, so he's taking care of the kid, and so yeah, he couldn't show up. But yeah,
But Themestically stepped up, and how did
he did.
that go?
He did great. Kept turnips alive lots of times. Good work all around.
All right. Any more questions, Pangsers?
Actually, yeah, just one for both teams here. First of all, Forval, how did you feel your team worked out in general?
In general, it was pretty good. We have some people with tons of experience and some people with not so much.
Well,
Experience
that is
and
the purpose of this
competitive,
league.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be making adjustments, like changing class composition or anything like that in the future?
Yeah, changing around class composition is kind of my plan from the start, so
Fantasy
want to get
people,
what people are in.
all the fantasy
composition.
captains are hating you right now.
There'll be a few core people who will stay with their classes. As for just rotating our extra players through and giving the new players some experience, I want to keep on that.
So yeah, same question to you, Rincewind. How well in general did you feel your team worked?
I think they worked pretty well together. I think maybe defense, a couple counter pushes we could probably work on a little bit more. But yeah, that was pretty good. But oh yeah, speaking of the fantasy league, there was this rumor going around, that there's just like just much more prizes for the fantasy league compared to the actual league. So
Now, I don't want to put pressure on anybody, but I've heard a rumor that there might be prizes for the Highlander League. Maybe. I'm not putting any pressure on
Yeah.
anybody, just saying. And if you guys are interested in supporting the Highlander League, feel free to throw in some of your own stuff as well. By all means. I will take a look at what I got, and Jerry's throwing in Valve custom pins.
yeah, no, but so that I think.
I mean, basically, the fantasy league. I just started a general pool and just ask anybody who want to put stuff in can put stuff in,
Yeah.
and we can do the same thing for the Highlander league. Just put a pool up, and people just huck things into that swimming pool.
And you know what,
Try to fill it up.
This is Ducksoup. We have hearts of gold, and we will fill the entire pool for all I know.
We have hearts of quack 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 crackers.
So just more questions. Forval, how is the communication on your team?
It's pretty good. We're going pro esports on getting the comms up.
All right, same
Yeah,
question.
that was,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, that was one of our focuses that me and the co-captain really agreed on from our past experience.
All right, so same question to you, Rincewind. How did you feel communication was on your team?
I think communication went down pretty well. Yeah, there's lots of calls.
All right,
communicating,
then. If that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us,
hold on,
gents.
Hold on.
Oh,
God,
oh,
stop trying to hit me. I got 2 final questions, of course, for either of you guys. Forval, Do you have something to say to your opposing team?
The word that comes to mind right now is grapes.
Grapes. Salty. So salty. So sour, these salty grapes.
All right. Well, Rinsman, do you have anything you want to say to your opposing team?
Yeah, well played all round. Lots of fun. See you guys soon.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have.
Don't walk by each other on the street. All right. Thanks for joining us, gents. And my name is MrScaryMuffin.
And I am Panksters, and we will see you next time on the Ducksoup Gaming Highlander League.
Yes, we will.